Alright guys, POE 2! I'm super excited to see the brand new gameplay and what's to come with POE 2 and the new expansion pack. Oh, alright. So this is POE 2.
Forest all my life. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that a ranger must never miss. A beast will hunt you. But it is the cruelty of man I fear. There is no truly escaping the Count's justice.
Your sentence is to be hanged from the neck until dead. Let your souls feed the first ones, and your bodies feed the land. After her!
Alright. Some sort of new like chain lightning arrow. Explosive arrow right there.
This exile has changed me. No more running. No more fear.
You won't get away this time.
The Executioner. Well, so you can hit, like, really hit stun bosses.
End to this madness.
I'm guessing that's shock effectiveness. Oh no, that was something else on the top left. Wait, you have mounts? Or is that like an ascendancy? Wow, we're seeing so much.
Let this be a warning, Yugioh. I'm coming for you next.
Alright, that was a pretty cool intro. So yeah. That was a pretty cool trailer. I would like to have seen more, but at least we saw a few new things. There were some sort of different status effects on the enemy. We now have like some sort of hit stun on the enemy, maybe at certain thresholds. Oh, there's more. Yes. Okay, we're not done yet.
When we started to work on the Ranger, we knew we had to make a class with high agility. The dream of fast bow gameplay is Legolas, so that's what we wanted to deliver.
I like how you can move and shoot at the same time. That's actually really
Starting
cool.
point is moving while shooting a bow.
Yeah.
Any kind of basic arrow skill can be fired while moving, with a movement penalty. This immediately gives you a lot more freedom on the battlefield. Here, I'm starting each battle with a poison burst arrow to poison groups of enemies, then using a lightning arrow to arc lightning around larger packs. For even more mobility, we also have a variety of skills that involve vaulting around the battlefield too. This is Frost Escape. Using it jumps backwards and shoots a freezing arrow at the ground. Really useful if monsters close on you and you need to get away. Once you've landed, if monsters were frozen, it'd be nice to have some way to take advantage of that extra time. This is where Snipe comes in. Snipe is a skill shot that you need to charge up and release at exactly the right time. If you
But yeah,
land the
this
right
game
time,
should be free to
Snipe
play.
is guaranteed to produce a critical strike and does a small AoE as well, so
To
it's
answer
a
your
great
question.
finisher.
I don't think they've announced
You
like
can
the
also
price,
move while
but
shooting arrow rain skills too. This skill is
Oh, okay.
Lightning Rod. It shoots an arrow into the air that sticks into the ground and does a small AoE. Once the rods are in the ground though, they attract any arcs of lightning that are nearby, causing them to explode again. This means you can stack up a bunch of lightning rods on the ground and bounce lightning between them, doing way more damage. Now this takes care of packs pretty well, but for bigger enemies I'd like to have something that's going to enhance my damage output too. This skill is Stormcaller Arrow. Using it sticks an arrow into an enemy. After a short period of time, a lightning bolt comes from the sky and strikes them. This has a high chance to shock them, and shocked enemies take 30% more damage from all sources. If something big walks along, it's a good idea to throw one of these at them first to enhance your damage,
Ooh, okay.
before following up with the
poison
other combo.
burst, lightning arrow, lightning rod, escape shot,
Now, if I
storm
really
color.
want to enhance this combo, there are a couple of things I could do using our support gem system. Skills in Path of Exile are granted by items called skill gems. Each skill gem has coloured sockets in it, and these sockets are for other items called support gems. Support gems modify your skills, and it's where a huge amount of the customization of your character comes from. First, I'm going to take this multiple projectile support gem. I could add it to my lightning arrow, and it would fire multiple arrows. This would increase the number of targets I can hit, but that isn't the effect that I'm after. If I add it to my lightning rod skill instead, then when I fire it, I get a nice group of rods. This means that I don't have to spend as much time setting up before I can use it with my lightning arrow combo.
Okay.
I might also add faster projectiles to make the lightning rods land faster too. Now next up I'm going to grab this chain support gem. Chaining causes many effects to repeat on new targets when you hit them. If I add it to my lightning arrow, it will cause the arcs that come out of lightning arrow to strike even more targets, rippling along my line of lightning rods for huge amounts of damage.
I'm just gonna throw. Oh, that's less duration.
Now I think we can use support gems to improve Stormcaller arrow as well. Let's start simple. I'm going to chuck less duration on here. This will cause the lightning from the sky to strike a bit faster. Next up we have a support called Shock Proliferation. This support makes it so that any enemies shocked by the skill will also have the shock jump to nearby enemies, meaning they'll take the extra damage as well. It's just a chance to proc, so it's not going to proc on every single pack, but when it does, a pack will go down ultra quick.
Okay.
Another useful empowering skill is Barrage. Barrage is one of the rare cooldown skills in PoE 2. It enhances whatever your next attack is to fire 3 times. With what we have here, I think it might be a good idea to use it with Lightning Arrow.
It's like a
It will
5-second
generate
cooldown.
3 times as many lightning explosions. You could also use it at just the right moment with Snipe, or any number of other skills depending on what effect you need more of right now. It's very versatile.
I think you almost
used in a
ripped to
range
the
of
dot
situations.
damage.
Now, even as mobile as the Ranger is, it's still very useful to slow monsters down, and a Ranger certainly has quite a few tools to do this. If you're prepared to get up close and personal, we have a skill called Electrocuting Rod. First, jump over the enemy and shoot it into them. Once the rod's in place, any lightning damage they take will build up a special electrocute gauge. Once the gauge is full, the monster is totally suppressed, allowing you to kill them easily.
Suppressed meaning like stunned or like 'cause
Now,
spell
sometimes
suppression is
when you
something
use
different.
Electrocuting Rod, the enemy dies before you get a chance to electrocute them. I think there's another support gem I could add to my lightning arrow to fix this problem. Neural Overload will make it easier to electrocute enemies. If the skill it's attached to puts them over 50% of their electrocute bar, it will trigger instantly.
Seems like you take damage pretty fast in this, but it could just be like whatever build this doesn't have enough like evasion rating.
Now this skill works really well for suppressing a single large enemy, but I'd like to improve my crowd control ability for groups as well. I'm going to add a support gem called Frozen Nexus to my Frost Escape. This makes an area of chilled ground around frozen enemies. I'll also add Deep Freeze to it as well, which will make the freezes last a bit longer. Now when I use my Frost Escape on that front enemy, others nearby are slowed down.
Vine
It would also be good
arrow.
if I had a way to slow enemies down when they're farther away from me as well. So this would be a great time to start getting into the Ranger's poison and plant-based skill set. To start with,
Plant?
let's have a look at Vine Arrow.
This is like
This skill fires an arrow
roots
into
them?
the air that creates a small plant.
or
where it
slows, I
lands.
guess.
The plant sends out tendrils to nearby enemies, slowing them down and poisoning them. But it does have another function too. If the plant gets further poisoned, it transfers that poison to the monsters it's attached to.
That's cool. It's like a
Normally, you
combo.
would only be able to get 1 stack of poison on a monster at a time, but you can put as much poison as you want on this plant. You could just use the plant to slow monsters down and not worry about the poison part. But if you want to go all in on poison, this is the way to do it.
Okay,
Now, if you
'cause
do want to focus on poisons more,
in PoE
another useful
1, you
skill
could
is
just stack as
Poison
much
Balloon
poison as
Arrow.
possible, right?
This skill creates these plant pustules on the ground. If you wait a little while, they'll explode. Just like
Toxic
any
rain?
other plant skill, these plants respond well to poison. Shoot the poison burst arrow at enemies nearby and watch your plants grow more and more powerful. Poisoning the pustules causes them to do much more damage and makes them explode much faster as well.
Reminds me of like Hydrosphere. I wonder if there's like,
I can
sort of
also
internal
add
cap per
pierce
second.
support to poison burst arrow. Doing this will mean I get multiple poison bursts as it goes through each monster. We also have another skill to make a nice environment for your plants to
Oh,
grow.
you can like drag
Gas cloud
skills with
arrow.
all of their
This skill
links.
shoots the ground and creates
That's cool.
a cloud of gas that continuously poisons things inside it. Throw your plants down, then put a gas cloud on top. The constant poisoning will make them grow.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe good for bosses.
Another poison-related skill we have on the Ranger is called Plague Bearer. This is a reservation skill, meaning it uses spirit. When I enable it, I get this counter that counts up whenever I apply poison to a monster. You can see the counter on the skill increasing as each new monster is poisoned.
Some sort of big like burst
now I'm
skill.
going to fight these monsters and make sure to poison them as much as I can to build up the counter.
So far, like, visually, this game is really, really good. It seems a lot slower than PoE 1. But it could be because they don't want to demo and just, like, zoom.
It does take quite a while to get the counter up to 100%, but it's worth it. Whenever I choose, I can unleash the poison in a big explosion around my character, dealing a large amount of
I feel
damage.
like lightning was just way more efficient overall. Let's see.
Now next up we have a classic, Rain of Arrows. It's simple. Shoot a bunch of arrows in the sky, and they rain down for a short time. It's decent AoE and damage at long range. Now this skill doesn't last too long, but we can change that. It's time to introduce Frenzy Charges. Frenzy Charges are used for a variety of skills on the Ranger, but with Rain of Arrows they can be used to extend the duration.
You're mine.
How do we get some though? Here we have a skill called Sniper's Mark. Put it on an enemy and it will grant you a frenzy charge when you crit them. Now remember that snipe skill from earlier? That skill guarantees a critical hit. So first we Sniper's Marked an enemy, then we sniped them. And after that, the next rain of arrows will last a really, really long time.
Oh, okay. So good for bosses, I guess.
We still have some weaknesses though. While Rain of Arrows hits enemies with a ton of arrows, each one doesn't do much damage individually. It would be nice if we had a way to break the armor on enemies so that Rain of Arrows dealt more damage. Thankfully, we have this Corrode Armor support gem, and we can put it on our Gas Cloud arrow. Corrode Armor causes poison to erode the armor on targets until it's all gone. This will significantly increase the damage that Rain of Arrows does against armored targets. Oh yeah, and one more thing about Gas Clouds. They can be detonated with explosions. I have an explosive arrow here.
Oh, that's pretty
Let's
cool.
check it out.
That's awesome. Now we have some sort of synergy. This is big. This is like, what was that game called? Spellbreak, where you get to combine different elements and stuff. This is cool.
Now, because monsters and gas clouds are likely to have their armor broken, I think there's another useful combo we can do. This is an Exploit Weakness support. This support provides extra bonus damage to targets that have their armor broken. Perfect for what we have going on here. So,
Like, everything
those
does
are
so
just
much
some of the
damage,
skills
though.
we have on the Ranger class and Path
Like
of
the
Exile
enemies.
2. Now
Cool
that we've
stuff.
seen all these skills, let's see how well they do against a much tougher enemy. It's time to fight the boss of the temples, Thanos.
See Thanos? Alright, let's see the boss battle. Oh, Thanos. Okay. Okay, so see how this works. So they get stunned for a little bit. It looks like that little bar is filling up. So it's similar to like the stagger bar in Diablo 4, right? Oh, that one did a huge chunk of it. Whatever skill was just activated. Oh, so he has like these two balls and he looks like he kind of like moves them. They always linger? Yeah. Oh, there's getting more and more balls. Oh, those look like chaos orbs. So I'm guessing you really need to watch your damage in this, because if your damage isn't high enough, there's too many like, you know, things. Wait, is he all like full of currency on his hands? When you kill him, you get all the currency? That's cool. So with all these like little projectiles that you need to dodge, I'm wondering how effective is mobility going to be? Like, 'cause it seems like you definitely want to have a lot of mobility on lots of characters. Because it's dealing pretty good damage. Like, I can't imagine how difficult that would be for, like, melee builds, right?
Kill swiftly and move on. This is how you survive.
And that's the Ranger. But oh yeah, there was one more thing. The mount. Check this out.
Oh, yes, the mounts!
Yes, you can ride a rower. While riding the rower, you can shoot arrows with no movement penalty. It's pretty overpowered. You can also use your vaulting skills to jump right off the rower's back. Once the
Oh,
rower
and it
doesn't have a
attacks,
rower, it's
too.
attacking monsters, so he's nice to have around, even if you're not riding him. That said, if you are riding,
So is it
don't get
ascendancy?
hit.
Or does
If you take
everyone
a
get
heavy stun
mounts?
while on a rower, you'll fall off, and it takes a while to get up. So be careful. So that's what we wanted to show you today. Now there is just one more rather unfortunate bit of news.
Unfortunate.
Path of Exile 2's beta is going to be delayed.
Oh.
We previously said that we would get the beta out on June 7th. And while I think we would be able to get the game's content ready in time, we underestimated how long it would take to get gameplay polished to a standard that we're happy with.
Okay.
We're still going to be doing alpha testing in June, but we're going to be delaying the beta until later in the year. I don't have an exact date for you today, but it should be towards the end of the year.
Okay.
In the meantime,
My
you
guess
can
is
still play
November.
Path of Exile 1, of course. Now,
Okay.
Speaking of POE 1, we also have the 324 expansion to announce.
Okay,
Hand over to
so
Mark,
that's it for
game
PoE
director on
2
POE
so
1,
far.
to show
I'm
us
going to go ahead and
what's
cut
in
it for this. What did you guys think of it? I
We
think
had
it's
a lot
looking
of
pretty
fun making
good.
this one. So let's just